Hello everyone, myself Sai Prasad, a lecturer in Ahlaved High School and the Junior College. Welcome to a series of the lectures of Intermediate First Year Maths B. We have started a discussion with the chapter Applications of Derivatives. What did we learn? We started with the topic errors and approximation, then tangents and normals, then we did rate of change. Okay, and in the last session we discussed what is Rolle's theorem and Lagrange's theorem. What is a Rolle's theorem? Rolle's theorem states that a function f of x, the first condition, that is f of x should be continuous within a given range. Second condition is f of x should be differential within that range. Then the third condition, f dash c equal to 0, then that c lies between that range. Okay, so we'll have a questions like this: verify Rolle's theorem for this following function at this range. Shall we do? See here, remember, in order to check the continuity, we can do, that is, just substitute the values and we can check how minus 1 before and minus 1 after, isn't it? Hope you all remember how do we check the continuity, right? And simply you can remember is, whatever the function it is there, if it is a polynomial, then it is always continuous. Okay, why? Because polynomial itself is a graph, so it will continue forever. So we can directly tell that f of x is continuous because it is a polynomial. Obviously it is differentiable also. Why? It is a polynomial, or else you can differentiate and check. F dash of x is equal to 2x. So limit f dash of x for x tends to minus 1 is minus 2. Limit x tends to 1, f dash of x is 2. Therefore, these are valid numbers. So, f of x is differentiable. Okay. Then the next step we have to check is, let c belongs to a comma b, or else the given are minus 1 comma 1. Let us write it. Minus 1 comma 1. Then let us check for f dash of c equal to 0. Okay, how do we check? F dash of c is, this is 2x minus 1, we have to substitute c, and the next 2c minus 1 equal to 0, c equal to 1 by 2. Does 1 by 2 lies between these two numbers? Yes, right? That is minus 1 and 1, this is half. Therefore c belongs to minus 1 comma 1. Therefore Rolle's theorem is verified. Clear? Is there anything difficulty? First thing, both we have to check whether it is continuous and differentiable or not. Second, take some variable c and differentiate it, substitute it, find that value and check whether it is inside the range. Clear? See here. Similarly, we have one more thing here. X square plus 4. Therefore, it is also a polynomial. So, it is continuous. Second, again if you differentiate it, I will get it as 2x. Limit x tends to minus 3, it is, how much it will be? Minus 6. Limit x tends to 3, f dash of x, this is plus 6. Therefore, f of x is differentiable. Next, the third question, let us take some value. Let c be a variable, or else let c be some constant. Okay. Then check whether f dash c is equal to 0. Now differentiate it. 2x, I have to substitute c. Okay. And the next, I will get x is equal to 0. I mean 2c is equal to 0. From that I can write as c is equal to 0. Therefore, c belongs to minus 3 comma 3. Hence, verified. Okay, clear? Just check whether it is continuous. check whether it is differentiable, then differentiate it and equate it to z. Differentiation of this is, this is only 2x, so you will get c as 0, don't worry about that. Okay, clear? Shall we go to the next problem? Let's do. Check out this next question here. He is telling verify Rolle's theorem for this question. Just check, is it continuous? Obviously, because x into x plus 3 itself is a polynomial and it is a decaying exponential function. So, it is a continuous function. Since it is only 1 or 2 marks question, we need not prove it continuous or differentiable. F of x is a polynomial, therefore it is continuous. Similarly, second, it is also a differentiable function. Okay, next I have to check whether we have to find a value of f dash c, differentiable. Okay, now f dash of x is equal to f of x is equal to x into x plus 3 e power minus x by 2. Fine, let us write it as x square plus 3x. Okay, x square plus 3x into e power minus x by 2. This is f of x. Let us find f dash of x. This is u, this is v. Okay, that is u v dash, okay, plus v into u dash. Clear? Let us take this e power minus x by 2 common. Then I will get it as minus 1 by 2 into x square plus 3x plus 2x plus 3. This is f dash of x. Let us take c in the place of x and equate it to 0. F dash of c is equal to 0, that is e power minus c by 2 into c square plus 3c, okay, and the next minus 1 by 2 here, plus 2c plus 3 is equal to 0. Clear? So, let us send this e power minus c by 2 that side, we will be left with minus c square minus 3c, and the next plus 2 2s are 4c plus 2 3s are 6 whole divided by 2. However, 2 will go that side. Okay, once again see here minus c square minus 3c and here 4c plus 6. Clear? Let us write everything in a formal way. Okay, therefore it is c square minus c minus 6. What are the factors of 6? 3 2s are, so I can write it as c square minus 3c plus 2c minus 6 is equal to 0. If I take c as common, I will get it as c minus 3. Here also if I take 2 as common, I will get it as c minus 3. C minus 3 is common, I will get c plus 2 equal to 0, which means c is equal to 3 comma minus 2. Which value lies between minus 3 to 0? Only minus 2. Therefore, c is equal to minus 2, which belongs to minus 3 comma 0 range. Hence, Rolle's theorem is verified. Clear? Shall we move on to the next problem? Let's do. Look at this question here. He is asking us to verify Lagrange's mean value theorem for this function on 2 comma 3. Okay, what is Lagrange's mean value theorem? First step, f of x should be continuous, second it should be differential, and third it should be f of c is f dash c is equal to f of b minus f of a by b minus a. Okay, what is the first step? It is obviously continuous. F of x is continuous. Second, f of x is differentiable. Clear? So, we have to check the range for the third thing. F of c is equal to f of b minus f of a by b minus a. Okay, if these are a, b, what is f of a? F of a is 2 square minus 1, that is 4 minus 1, that is 3. What is f of b? 3 square minus 1, that is 9 minus 1, that is 8. Okay, let us substitute in that. Okay, what is f dash of c? That is nothing but, let us write f dash of x first, 2x. So if I substitute in the formula, 2c is equal to f of b minus f of a by b minus a, that is 3 minus 2. Okay, so 2c is equal to 8 minus 3 is 5, 3 minus 2 is 1. Therefore, c is equal to 5 by 2. Is it right? 5 by 2 is nothing but 2.5. It obviously lies between these two numbers. So, therefore, c belongs to 2 comma 3. Hence, Lagrange's theorem is verified. Clear? Did you understand this mean value theorem? Clear? What is it? Rolle's theorem and Lagrange's theorem. Fine. The next topic we are going to discuss is increasing and decreasing functions. Increasing and decreasing function. That is, when a function is said to be decreasing or increasing, we will have two conditions. That is, if they say f of x is a function within a range a to b. Okay, and the condition is a should be less than b. Then, if I substitute f of a is also less than f of b, then it is strictly given as it as an increasing function. Okay, how does it look? For example, if this is a, this is b, f of a value is less than f of b, so it is increasing function. If I say f of x is greater than f of b, it will be a decreasing function. Is it clear? And one more one more logic here for finding increasing or decreasing is, first they will find a critical point. This is called as critical point C. Okay, at this point, if f dash of x is greater than 0, then it is increasing. If it is less than 0, it is decreasing. Clear? Shall we do a few problems on that? Let's do. Look at the question here. He is telling that show that f of x is equal to cos square x is strictly decreasing on 0 comma pi by 2. How do we check? First, we have to find f dash of x and substitute any one of the value. If it is greater than 0, obviously it is increasing. If it is less than 0, obviously it is decreasing. Let us check it. That is, given f of x is equal to cos square x, then f dash x is equal to 2 cos x into minus sin x, right? That is minus 2 cos x sin x. This is my f dash of x, right? Now we have to check if it is 0, greater than 0 or less than 0 within this range. From 0 to pi by 2, if we observe in 0 to pi by 2, cos x is always greater than 0. Yes, we know it. Okay, and sin x is also greater than 0. Since both the terms are positive, obviously this whole function is negative, which clearly indicates that f dash of x is less than 0. Is it clear? Once again, let me tell you, cos x is positive plus, sin x is positive plus, plus into plus is plus, this plus into this minus is negative number, obviously less than 0. Clear? So, since f dash of x is less than 0, f of x is strictly decreasing on 0 comma pi by 2. Is it? In the first quadrant, obviously both the cos x and sin x are positive. Clear? Fine. Look at this next question. He is asking us to show that x by x plus 1 is less than log of 1 plus x less than x. So, let us take only first two cases and let us assume f of x is equal to ln of 1 plus x minus x by 1 plus x. Okay, let us check the differentiability for it. Let us check the increasing or decreasing. F dash of x is equal to 1 by 1 plus x minus, here it is 1 plus x whole square into 1 plus x into 1, okay, minus x into, obviously 1 into 1, it is 1. Clear? Let us take LCM. 1 plus x whole square. Here x will get cancelled. I will get it as here 1 plus x and here minus 1. Therefore, I will get it as f dash of x is equal to x by 1 plus x whole square. Clear? Now, check this is x by 1 plus x whole square. The condition given here it is for x is greater than 0. Just write for x is greater than 0, f dash of x is also greater than 0. That is x by 1 plus x whole square is greater than 0. Is it? So, we can write it as an increasing function. Okay. Then, what was the first condition? If it is an increasing function, I always know that f of x is greater than f of 0. Yes, let us write it. What is f of x? This is f of x, that is ln of 1 plus x minus x by 1 plus x is greater than, just substitute 0, ln of 1 plus 0 minus 0 by 1 plus 0, obviously that is 0. Therefore, ln of 1 plus x minus x by 1 plus x is greater than 0. From this I can write ln of 1 plus x is greater than x by 1 plus x. Clear? That is what they asked us to prove, right? X by 1 plus x is less than ln of 1 plus x. That is nothing but this is greater than this. Let us invert it. We will get it as x by 1 plus x is less than ln of 1 plus x. First condition is satisfied. Let us now take these both things. So, let us assume one more function g of x is equal to x minus ln of 1 plus x. Okay. Let us differentiate. G dash of x is equal to 1 minus 1 plus x. That is nothing but 1 plus x minus 1. That is nothing but g dash of x is equal to x by 1 plus x. Okay. Here also for x greater than 0, g of x is equal to 0 by something. This is some positive value, this is some positive value, obviously this is greater than 0. Therefore, g of x is also increasing function. G of x is increasing function. Then what is the condition? G of x is greater than g of 0. Let us substitute in this. X minus ln of 1 plus x is greater than 0 minus ln of 1 plus 0. What is logarithm of 1? 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. Therefore, x is greater than ln of 1 plus x. Similarly, ln of 1 plus x is less than x. Now, combine this 1, 2, I can write it as therefore, x by 1 plus x is less than ln of 1 plus x is less than x. Clear? Just try to remember the condition. Clear? These are the things of increasing and decreasing functions. Fine. This is for today. Let us meet in the next session with the more problems of applications of derivatives. Thank you.